Hello and welcome to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Nina Adio, a social media marketing expert specific to the wedding industry. On this show, I discuss tips to help you DIY your social media, as well as getting the confidence and income to outsource it. Thank you for allowing this episode to come through on your Bluetooth, your car radio, wherever it may be you're listening from today. Now, let's take your wedding business to the next level. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. This is my first podcast since coming back from the big wedding MBA convention. If you're wondering why it feels like, at least on social media, I'm talking about this so much, it's because this really is one of the premier events of the year for the industry. It was just so great to be in the same space as so many people just on the exhibitor floor, whether it was Brandy Gar, Andrea Ippolito, even David Tutera was doing talks. So it was really, really exciting. But I was most excited to get to meet some of you guys in person. One in particular, Krista Graham Events, who is a client of mine. I got to finally meet her, which was fantastic. And even walking around the exhibit floor with her one of the show days was fun because I got to kind of see it from her perspective. But she's going to be joining me soon on another episode where we will both kind of do our wedding MBA thoughts and rundown. So this way you can make the decision of if you're going to be joining us next year. So that's a bit of a spoiler because I do think that I will be back. Also, some exciting things on the horizon. I'm starting to integrate a new logo and some new branding done for me by Ariel at I Do Design Studio. She was on a past episode as well, so you're going to want to check that out. And as part of that, we launched being able to purchase Instagram audits directly on the site. And what happens after that is that I will then do a screen recording auditing your Instagram, your posts, your bio, and let you know specifically what should be added or what you could be doing in order to reach more of your goals. So look out for that on my website, www.idoweddingmarketing.com. But for right now, I want to get into today's topic. It's going to be 4 reasons why you are not growing on Instagram. This topic I did as an Instagram post, but I'm going to be doing a deeper dive into it. And I am mortified, guys, because as I'm doing it, I see that I didn't post my slides in order and I'm crying inside a little, but I'm going to leave it. I don't think it's worth taking the carousel down. But this came from, people want to know, why am I not growing? Why am I not getting followers? That's really what they say. They don't say it nicely like that. When they go, why am I not growing? They say, I want more followers, I want more likes. I want more engagement. So these are the things I will look for. And the first thing I want to see is if you post, then ghost. That's because Instagram and all the social media guys, all those platforms, you have to remember they are a social media platform. Social. So engaging with your target audience or your existing followers before or after you post is the most important for growth on the platform. If you can't map it out to be right when you're doing it before or after you're posting, that's okay. But the sweet spot is doing it before and or after you post. That's because you can get people engaging with you and then they're there on your profile right around the time when you have posted something. And then you're hopefully more likely able to get engagement on it. You should be more likely to do that. I said hopefully, but my coaches always catch me and go, hopefully. So that's why I was like, I gotta backtrack. But that does work. That does work. But this is step 2 now. If you're doing engagement, you're doing it before or after you post, and you still find you aren't growing, then you haven't found where your audience is on Instagram. I don't know who you're engaging with, but you're not hitting the right people. So you need to reassess where you are engaging. I recommend that you start tracking the hashtags you're engaging with, the accounts you're engaging with, and the locations you're interacting with as you experiment. I keep a list. It's just a simple Excel sheet that has a list of hashtags, a list of locations, and a list of accounts for everybody, for all, the Instagram profiles that I'm engaging with. And I make sure that I'm tracking when I'm engaging with those, because what I know when it's working, because after I do the engagement, I see engagement coming back. It's like a boomerang. It comes right back to the account. So if I'm spending time doing it and I don't get that, then that item's off the list. So that's why it's important to track it if you're not outsourcing it and you need to learn these tricks yourself. Track it, track it, track it. Next is going to be that your profile is not optimized. That's what I am looking for next, because a first impression on social media is even faster than those we make in person, right? In person, at least somebody has to be polite and say hello back and small talk a bit. On social media, if they don't see anything in your profile or even just your handle that's resonating with them, they can just click away. So you want to make sure your profile represents who you serve, what you do, and where you do it. I take this seriously enough that I love when your profile usernames kind of say what you are too. I mean, my business name is I Do Wedding Marketing for a reason. This way, as I'm engaging with accounts, they know right away what it is that I do. I'm not saying you need to change your handle, but I am saying that your profile should make it very clear what you do, where you do it, and who you do it for. This way, when somebody goes to your profile, they are going to know whether or not they want to stick around. For weddings, I find, especially if you are only serving a certain location, that having your location on there is one of the most important things. And that's also very important with your engagement. You're going to want to be engaging with people who are in your area. So just remember how important that location is. And if you think you need help with this step, then I really have to encourage that you look into getting an Instagram audit where I can look in at your profile and help you out further. Now, after they see your profile, this is the next tip, is they may not be engaging because your content is not resonating. Okay, does your profile entertain, educate, or engage with your audience? It is not just about selling as a business on Instagram. You also want to be providing value in the form of information or entertainment in order to grow. So, Gary Vee has his saying, I believe it's jab, jab, hook. Okay, so the jabs are value, the hook is then when you sell. So you want to give value, entertainment, information, then you sell. Then you give some more value, then you sell. So that's what that means. And what I mean by value in the wedding space is photos, really good, clear photos of weddings you've done or products you've done. You could do video content, reels, you can do Q&A, you can answer frequently asked questions, things that people are going to either save or share or comment on. You want to think what's going to cause somebody to kind of go out of their little hole, right? When you're scrolling on your phone, you're in your private space, you're in your me time. So what's going to make somebody go out of their me time so much that they're going to want to comment on your post and come out of their shell and let you know that they exist because they loved it so much. It's kind of what you want to think about. So it's not just about selling. Selling's important. I think if you're looking to sell daily, maybe you can do more of that in your stories, but on your feed, you want to be providing quality images, because that's what people see when they go to your page. And if it's not looking good or looking like anything that's going to inspire them, that could be what is stopping them from following you. Now, if your concern is that you don't have the content for it, I want to remind you that the I Do Wedding Marketing podcast is sponsored by Your Real Wedding Photos Club by Carissa Cruzy Weddings. She sends 100 real royalty free photos, wedding photos, and 10 videos monthly to you that you can use on all of your marketing and social media. So, this is a really great way to flesh out your content and your portfolio if you don't have anything with you already. All right. So, annually, this is $347, or you can do it monthly for $37. So you can check more information on the Your Real Weddings Photo Club at idoweddingmarketing.com/sponsors, and I'll have it linked down below. I will let you know that I love it so much that I use it. I use it for myself, I use it for my clients. I can never have too many photos. And my content process really is inspiration based. I like to look at all the photos I have and then get inspired. So I essentially I am a photo hoarder. So Your Real Weddings Photos Club worked out really well for me because I will never run out of content and you will see the images come up on my feed. But what's great is that the reach that this gets is very different than something like Unsplash. So you are getting much more exclusive photos that are royalty free to be using on your platform, as opposed to when you go to somebody's site and you know that they got that photo from Canva. This will really set you aside. So that's my tip for that. And the last thing that I would suggest is that perhaps you are just not posting enough. You do not have to be posting every day. If I'm being honest with you, I see the most effortless traction if an account is posting at least 4 times a week. But I firmly believe that you do not need to do that. At minimum, I think if you can post once a week, you will be able to make Instagram work. I think that will be enough for people to see your profile, know you exist, and want to follow. I would make sure you're able to adapt a strategy that enables you to post at least once a week. And what you can do is, once a week you post a wedding you've done. Maybe once a week you post some inspirational photos, maybe from Your Real Weddings Photo Club, or once a week you post a quote. Look, that's 33 weeks, okay? And then once a week you post an offer you're doing. Boom. We got the 4 weeks of content, okay? So one week is portfolio images, one week is inspirational stock images. One week is quotes or something inspiring, FAQ, etc. And then one week is selling your current offer. You can do it, guys. I believe in you. But if you're not there yet, you can always book a strategy call with me on my website at www.idoweddingmarketing.com. And be sure to let me and Ariel know what you think of the website and the logo. I'll be back soon. I met some great friends at Wedding MBA who I look forward to doing some episodes with. So be on the lookout for those, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.